What led you to being in Meteor, man?
Well, I had been studying martial arts as
Mm.
I guess since I was like 5 years old,
Mm.
and I found that I was pretty good at martial arts, so I continued with it. I tried little league, no, well, yeah, Pop Warner football, which is little league football.
Mm-hmm.
I tried that. I did it, but even at a very young age, these dudes were running full speed at each other with their helmets on, hitting, smashing into each other,
Mm-hmm.
to prove that they were strong. And I was like, even at that age, I was like, don't you guys worry about concussions and other things? So I was like, I'm not about to do that, you know. And the martial arts, I was good enough to not get hit, not get injured, um, and and I did that. I went full fledged with martial arts. That was my lane. I was in my lane at that young age, and
Mm-hmm.
even though I wasn't in group sports and team sports, football or basketball, um, martial arts sustained me, gave me confidence, discipline. And I was a darn good student. You know, and it had a lot to do with my martial arts background. So how I got into Meteor, man, is through my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad was working for the city of Los Angeles, and his work had him, talking with powerful people in the city, throughout the city. And one of those powerful people was Robert Townsend.
Mm-hmm.
It just so happened that he was making another movie, and he was they had a conversation, and Robert Townsend said to my dad, I'm looking for a young black kid who knows martial arts to be in my movie. Martial arts, black kid, young.
Dad was like, I think I know somebody. Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's how these things work. It's again, like I said, my life hasn't been something that I've planned. This
Mm.
was opportunity meets preparation. So Robert Townsend said, "All right, if you're confident that your son can do the job, have him come in. I'll audition him one on one. I'll tell him, what kicks to do. If he can do what I tell him to do, if he can follow directions, I'll put him in my movie." So dad came back to me and said, "Son, you're going to meet Robert Townsend. He's going to audition you. You're going to go in there." I didn't have an agent. I didn't have a manager. I had nothing. All I had was my martial arts skill.
Mm-hmm.
And I took direction well. So Robert, and I faced off, and he said, "All right, kid, you're in a scene. You're fighting me, okay? And you're gonna do this 1, 2, 3." And I did it, and I did some other things. And he was like, and those other things being kicks in the air. I was doing kicks, okay. And then after that, he was like, "Your son's got the part, man." And I'm just like, "That's cool." It's like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever. And but my dad's like, "Son, you're gonna be in a movie." I'm like, "Okay, really? All right, cool."
It's
So
just like, I mean, I guess, man. Can I go watch cartoons
yeah,
now? Like, really?
yeah. But I mean, sure, I knew what it meant, but it just didn't. It like you said, I didn't know what this would mean for people who would see the movie, years later, and I certainly had no idea. So it was actually a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, on June 7th, I was at. I saw Robert Townsend again.
Mm.
So there was an event right here in California where they were showing Hollywood Shuffle, his first movie, and he spoke. He spoke at that event and told us. So I was able to, as an adult, I was able to listen to the director of the film that I was in, share his perspective and his life experience, so I could understand him as a man, what
Mm.
he's dealing with in Hollywood. So when that was finished, I approached him and I said, "Robert Townsend, I may not look like it, but you hired me when I was 12 years old, man, to be Kung Fu Master Larry. And I just want to thank you, for that opportunity. He looked at me. He was like, "Brother, come on, bring it in." So he gave me a hug, and I was like, "Wow, man, this is cool." So Robert Townsend, a real stand-up dude, because I mean that was an all-black cast,
Mm-hmm.
and the movies that he's made are phenomenal. What is it? Cultural assets.
Yeah, that's a great way of describing that. Yeah.
So that's how I got in the movie. My dad was, you know, my dad was was an integral part in getting me the role. Of course, I had to do my part. And
Mm-hmm.
that's it.
Would you say you were like how many takes was that?
All right, so they put a harness on me because the idea was when he used his powers
Mm-hmm.
to push me away, it was a blow. It
Right.
was
You like
a
blew you
blow.
away. Yeah.
So they put a harness on me and they yanked me back. So they yanked me back a bunch of times.
Are these people actually just pulling a harness?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm a little kid, and so I can handle it. But at the end, I was like, "Damn, bro, where's my workers' comp? On my neck. Damn, what's going on?"
Said I know it don't seem like I know it seems counterproductive, but I got into martial arts because I didn't want to get pulled and tugged like this, you know. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Sheesh, man. So, oh, it was a bunch of times, bro. And then to come to find out, the sequence of events, or Meteor Man, blows me away, and then I fly back.
mm-hmm.
When in the movie, when I saw the premiere, when I attended the premiere and I watched the whole sequence, I saw a man flip backwards, and I was like, "That's not me," and it wasn't me. So
Kung Fu Master Larry has a stunt double, man. You ruining my childhood. Don't tell me stuff like this.
yeah,
Don't tell
man.
me stuff like
So
this.
I guess I'm one half of the Kung Fu Master, legend. Yeah, man.
Okay. So I had to do some reshoots. Okay. But
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 but but check this out though. I
uh
was on set with legends who hadn't yet developed. I was there with Don Cheadle.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I was like Don Cheadle. There's a bunch of people. Chris Tucker has an uncredited role in that movie. Like,
Oh
it's
man.
a lot of people in that movie.
Like I have a picture of Don Cheadle sitting down watching me get yanked a bunch of times. He's just looking like that's not what I'm doing. That's not what
Is,
I'm getting paid for.
is it close to you? Is it like accessible, or is it
The
just like,
picture.
yeah, the picture?
Oh, I have the pic. Yeah, yeah. The picture's on my Instagram account.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Um,
yeah, I will go look at it later.
you can see Don Cheadle. You can see Big Daddy Kane.
Mm,
Uh, Now here's a story for you. I was on set. Of course, we had to dye our real hair.
right.
Made peroxide. That whole process was interesting. Um, but I went to my dressing room. They gave me my outfit. They're like, "All right, this is the outfit for Kung Fu Master Larry. Go to one of these trailers and put your clothes on." So I walk into the trailer as a young. I'm 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I walk into this trailer and all I hear is this loud voice. Nigga, I tell you what, this motherfucker da 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 da, and this nigga da da da. Now and he was just going off, and I'm just like, I'm 12 years old. Now, mind you, I attended a private school, right?
Okay.
So my thing is, anytime I heard a curse word on a rap song, we turned the volume down. You know,
Okay.
I wasn't used to getting all of this profanity, all of these curse words just coming so real, and I was saying to myself, man, who is this nigga? Cause I'm thinking to myself as a 12-year-old, like, will this nigga shut up? That was Eddie Griffin, man.
Oh, he is in that movie. That's right, Eddie Griffin. Oh, that's like, yeah, that's young prime Eddie Griffin. I know he was going off. I know he was going off.
So it's like, well, and so at that time, Eddie, knew that he was gonna be a star. He was like, look, man, why turn it down? I need
Mm,
to turn it up because I'm gonna make it. I
yeah,
was just like, wow, I don't know.
Yeah, it's what's it? Cosby's in that too, isn't he?
Yeah, he was in it.
I mean, you don't have to speak on that if you don't want to fall on either end of that debate. I don't want to put you in a position, Kung Fu Master Larry.
Come on, Benny, man. The kid is a L7 Weenie.